Welcome to Intelligence Gateway.
Legal Responsibilities 1. As cybersecurity is such a major concern in the modern world, there have been several laws implemented to help protect against these threats. These have been revised and amended over time to ensure they reflect the threats that affect us today. In this lesson, we'll learn about two major pieces of legislation that have had a big impact on cybersecurity, and the amendments that have changed them. These are the 1. Data Protection Act, 1998. 2. Computer Misuse Act, 1990. Data Protection Act, 1998. The Data Protection Act refers to legislation or laws enacted to safeguard individuals' personal data and ensure that organizations handle and process personal information responsibly and securely. While there have been different versions and variations of data protection acts in various countries, this response will focus on the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, which is a comprehensive data protection regulation in the European Union, EU. The GDPR, which came into effect in May 2018, replaced the previous Data Protection Directive and provides a standardized framework for data protection across EU member states. It applies to any organization that processes personal data of EU citizens, regardless of where the organization is located. General Data Protection Regulations. On May 25, 2018, an EU law called the General Data Protection Regulations, GDPR, became enforced in all EU member states. The General Data Protection Regulations replaced the Data Protection Act, 1998, along with another EU law called the Data Protection Directive. It made a number of changes to the DPA, 1998, though much is largely similar. For example, in the table below are summarized the principles of both the previous and current law. Data Protection Act, 1998, General Data Protection Regulations. 1. Personal data shall be processed fairly and lawfully. A. Personal data shall be processed lawfully, fairly, and in a transparent manner in relation to individuals. 2. Personal data shall be obtained only for one or more specified and lawful purposes. B. Personal data shall be collected for specified, explicit and legitimate purposes. 3. Personal data shall be adequate, relevant and not excessive. C. Personal data shall be adequate, relevant and limited to what is necessary. 4. Personal data shall be accurate and, where necessary, kept up to date. D. Personal data shall be accurate and, where necessary, kept up to date. 5. Personal data shall not be kept for longer than is necessary for its purposes. E. Personal data shall be kept in a form which permits identification of data subjects for no longer than is necessary. 6. Personal data shall be processed in accordance with the rights of data subjects under this Act. No principle, however, separate provisions are made that expand on this principle. 7. Appropriate technical and organizational measures shall be taken to protect data. F. Personal data shall be processed in a manner that ensures appropriate security of the personal data. 8. Personal data shall not be transferred to a country or territory outside the EEA without adequate protection. No principle, however, separate provisions are made that expand on this principle. 2. Computer Misuse Act, 1990. The Computer Misuse Act is a legislation enacted in several countries, including the United Kingdom, to address and combat unauthorized access, hacking, and other computer-related offenses. This response focuses on the Computer Misuse Act 1990, which is the legislation in force in the UK. The Computer Misuse Act 1990 aims to protect computer systems, data, and networks from unauthorized access, interference, and misuse. It defines various offenses related to computer misuse and sets out penalties for those found guilty. The three original crimes that were covered by this act. Offense 1, unauthorized access to computer material. This is covering the hacking of a computer system. This can be punished by up to 2 years in prison and/or a large fine. Offense 2, unauthorized access with intent to commit or facilitate commission of further offenses. This could be using the data obtained by hacking to blackmail someone. This can be punished by up to 5 years in prison and/or a large fine. Offense 3, unauthorized acts with intent to impair, or with recklessness as to impairing, operation of a computer. This could be altering the data found when hacking a system, or spreading a virus which damages data. This can be punished by up to 10 years in prison and/or a large fine. Police and Justice Act, Computer Misuse. It made modifications to Offense 1 so that the punishment increased to 2 years imprisonment. It was originally just 6 months. It also allowed Offense 3 to cover denial of service attacks. Finally, it added an additional offense to the Computer Misuse Act. Offense 3A, making, supplying or obtaining anything which can be used in computer misuse offenses. This could be creating a malware program, such as a virus or worm, that can be used to gain access to a system and/or harm data. This can be punished by up to 2 years in prison and/or a large fine.
Thanks for watching. For more information, like, comment, and subscribe our channel.